Hey, Facebook Live. I am on day 2 of week 2 of Larry helping friend photographers for 3 weeks in a row. And today is no different. Now, today I have been crazy busy. I've been on client locations doing video recording, filming. Filming is the old word for it. Video capture. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I ran into when I first started doing portraits. Excuse me. And what it is, I was doing portrait capture, and then I did these really nice printouts, and then I showed them to my client. And hey, Ian, thanks for hanging out. And Martin, very nice to have you in here. So one of the problems that I had was the person whose photograph I had taken, and then I gave them the proofs. They didn't like any of them, not one. And so what ended up happening is I went back to that client. I asked why they didn't like them. And they said, well, none of them look like me. And so I went back and took some of my favorites from the batch. There were a bunch of different poses. And I took some of my favorites from that batch. And I just printed a mirror copy of it. I just flipped it in Photoshop or Lightroom. You can do it either way. And then I printed some of those and I stuck them into the stack. And what was so interesting about this is that the client then picked out some of the ones that were my favorite ones, but in mirror image version. And she said, now that one looks like me. I like that one. And then I told her what the actual situation is. You know, the picture that you like is actually the one that I like too, except it's the mirror image. And you can have it, but you shouldn't, because that's not what anybody else sees. So the reason that this is all going on is because of how we live our lives. Most people don't see themselves on camera. Most people don't see themselves as printed pictures. They're used to seeing themselves in the mirror every single day. And so with this particular client, I will now reveal, the client was my wife. So I had her posing for pictures, and she was willing to pose for the pictures. She doesn't like a lot of people. She doesn't like having her picture taken. So and a lot of people are like that. So with that in mind, hey, Bruce, thanks very much for coming by and your kind words. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, buddy. So what ended up happening was I discovered that people, just like very first time I ever remember hearing myself recorded, my voice recorded. I was in elementary school. My mom bought a cassette recorder and I talked into it. Everybody else sounded normal, but me, I sounded totally different than I normally sound. And so it's just one of those things. It's how do we consume images of ourselves, and most people don't see themselves as having been photographed. So that's what you need to do. Keep that in mind. Whether you're producing video, and you could do the same kind of trick in video. Most video editors will let you flip and show a mirrored image. So when people don't like themselves on video, you can just show them a short clip of the mirror image of that same footage. Do the same thing with still images. Show them, give them a stack of proofs, give them a stack of prints, or if you're doing it digitally, give them some of the digital proofs as flipped images and let them pick. And then once they go, yes, I like that one looks like me, that kind of thing. Then what you can do is reveal to them, okay, you picked a mirror image of you, and then explain the psychology behind it so that you can get them on board with liking the one that they like, but the mirror image of it that everybody else sees. And the reason that you really want to stick with that is because if you give somebody a mirrored image of their own portrait, they will be the only one who likes it because it actually looks like them. But everybody else will go, that picture looks kind of funny. That picture looks wrong. Hey, that's backwards as a picture. So do keep that in mind. Now, one of the things that I wanted to let you know about is these videos that I'm doing. I'm just thinking of things that I think will help photographers at any level. So wherever you are in your photography career or hobby or whatever. And I'm collecting these videos also. They're not going to be long. I'm just doing them on my personal Facebook page, but then I republish them here to my YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com/Larry Becker, and you can find all the 5 that I did last week, the one I did yesterday. And then after I wrap this one up, I will save it, re-upload it, and have a little description and put this up on my YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe over there. There are going to be some additional giveaways that I'm doing. I do cheat sheets and guides and things like that. So in the coming days, I'm going to do something like that once a day. I'm doing these in late afternoon. That seems to be the way that it's working out. I'm actually also not going to go somewhere for 4th of July holiday. So I'm actually going to be right around here, and I'll do one on 4th of July. I don't expect you to stop your trip to the beach or whatever you're doing on the 4th of July just to watch this, although maybe you should, but there'll always be the replay. So right here, youtube.com/Larry Becker. Also, you guys are coming in and saying nice things and waving at me and giving me thumbs up and stuff like that. If you have any questions, feel free to pop those into the live stream. You can put them in after the fact, or you can just send me an email to hilarry@larrybecker.tv. Now that's a .tv, not a .com. So hilarry@larrybecker.tv, and send me an email, and feel free to put questions or comments or suggestions. You know, you have a tip that you know because you're a good photographer and you think I ought to share it with my group. So that's it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your week, holiday week here in the United States. And I'm planning on setting off some fireworks, at least something, and maybe even photograph that. That's it for today. I'll talk to you guys later on. Thanks for coming by.